What is up everyone, Bearkid here, and I want to bring you guys yet another Gears of War discussion video. Before I even get into this subject, I actually wanted to just say that I actually got this particular gameplay. This was actually a troll session, like I was just being dumb and just decided to use the Retro Lancer. It's a gun I never personally use. When it comes to the assault rifles, I mostly just use the Hammerburst or the Lancer, kind of just switch back and forth between the two, and I've never really used the Retro. I don't really like how it feels. And I just never really liked the weapon too much personally. But the thing that was funny is, even though I was kind of being a troll with this gameplay, it actually gave me a good idea for a video, which is the Retro Lancer, and I just really wanted to talk about this gun in particular with you guys in this video today, because even though it's a weapon I don't ever really use, I don't even think I have the bronze medal for, or whatever the lowest medal is for the gun. I was able to do really well with it, get a lot of kills, and get MVP and get a high KD by using this weapon. And is it because this weapon is overpowered? Is it cheap? Is it dumb? What is the whole issue with this weapon? Honestly, when it comes to my personal opinion about this gun, about how it's used, how it works and everything, and how much damage output it has, I personally do not think it's overpowered. I never really thought the weapon was overpowered. It serves as an thing to use for players that can wall bounce and rush really fast. It's basically a type of gun that you use to keep enemies at bay at close range, and to gun them down really fast at close range. And personally, I never really thought the gun was overpowered. The only thing that I ever thought was kind of silly when it came to the weapon, that I honestly wish that they nerfed or changed, but even now I still don't really care too much, was the fact that when you can use the burst fire, you just tap the trigger really slowly and you can down opponents at a really far distance, which in my opinion was kind of annoying about the gun, because it's supposed to be close quarters. It's not supposed to be a weapon that you can get long distance kills with it, and that's the thing that was kind of annoying with it, because it's supposed to be this super powerful weapon that you get easy kills with at a close distance, but yet people have been able to spam it at a far distance, which kind of defeats the purpose in a way. But overall, even regardless of that, I never personally thought the weapon was overpowered. Reason why I say that is simply because there's ways to get around it. You can use way better long distance weapons. You can use Hammerburst, you can use Bolt Hawk, you can use other power weapons and stuff like that can easily defeat spammers of this weapon. Throughout the years that I've been playing this game, I've never ever came across a player that I felt like their retro's too powerful and I can't defeat this player simply because of it. It would honestly, if I ever came across a player that was super good, it was because they were good, not because they were spamming a cheap weapon. And honestly, this weapon is just meant for new players and newcomers alike, to just help them get used to how the game works. But do I want this weapon in Gears of War 4? Personally, if it was up to me, no, I would not like this weapon back. I never really liked this gun. Like I said before, I don't ever use this gun, and every time I encountered someone using it, it just felt fairly cheap and kind of annoying at times. But while it wasn't overpowered, it was just a weapon that I really wish wasn't there to begin with. And the thing that was really insane about this weapon actually was, during the beta days, this weapon was actually very overpowered. The blind fire was ridiculously accurate, and you were able to get kills very easily with the weapon, due to, I think it even had a stronger damage output alongside the blind fire being too accurate, and overall the weapon needed to be nerfed. So overall, when it comes to the way the gun works now, it isn't as bad as it was in the beta days, and it's already been nerfed. So when it comes to the whole it being overpowered thing, I don't really think it is, but it is still a very annoying weapon to come across. And even though I did use it in this gameplay, I think the reason why I'm even making this video is to make a point on how annoying and easy it is to use this weapon. I'm just running around throughout this whole gameplay, spamming, active bullets, freaking just poking people, and using the stab and all that crazy stuff, and it was so easy to get kills with this gun, honestly. I honestly think if I was using the Nasher, even though that's my personal preference of weapon, it probably would have been a little harder to get kills on these players, because I would have to get up close to them, I'd have to body them, and there's more of a chance of me getting killed, whereas if I'm using the Retro Lancer, that I'm just able to gun them down from a good distance and at a very fast rate on top of it. So when it comes to the whole identity of the Retro Lancer, it just felt like a weapon that was just thrown in there out of nowhere to make it very easy for new players. And pretty much all the hardcore players despise this weapon and hated on it so much, and would hate on Rod Ferguson and Cliff Lesinski. Why did they bring this gun in this game? It sucks, yada yada, talking so much shit and just going crazy. And even to the extent that the Retro Lancer and the Sawed Off, by the way, not just the Retro, caused so many players to rage at this weapon that it actually made a lot of players go back to Gears of War 2. I've seen a lot of other players that they just don't even like Gears of War 3 because of the Retro Lancer. They felt like it ruined the game to them, to the extent that they went back to Gears of War 2. And honestly, I don't know how they deal with it, because even though Gears of War 3 has like crazy sponging and stuff at times, people sponge the shots, I cannot go back to Gears 2 in my personal opinion, because the game felt way too slow, feels way too clunky, and you got way worse things in Gears of War 2 with people glitching out of the map, and then the fact that the stalemates don't, give you a win even if you have more people alive. So if people use these said glitches, they can just wait the 15 minutes and get another round if their team is losing. And I remember playing that game so extensively and just really, really getting annoyed with those type of things that by the time I was playing Gears of War 3, even though it's an annoying weapon, the Retro never really felt like a game-breaking thing to me. So overall, the Retro Lancer, to me personally, isn't overpowered. But do I want this weapon back? Do I want to see this gun in the new Gears of War game? I personally don't. I don't really like this weapon. I don't use this weapon. And every single time I fought someone using this weapon, it just felt kind of annoying, honestly. But what do you guys think? I'm running out of time here. If you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think. Do you guys like the Retro Lancer? Do you guys want the gun to return in a new Gears of War game? Tell me in the comments below. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy.
That was in the finest traditions of the GOW.